Hello guys, I'm Deepak. Today onwards, we are gonna start a new series, DevOps project, which is a complex to medium project. I'll just share my screen. Yes, okay. I think the screen is visible. Okay, fine. Fine. Hello guys, I'm Deepak. I'm a freelancer. I'm working as a freelancer since 2 years. I have dealt with many big projects. Again, this is one of the freelance client project. I'll be discussing with you this freelance project, which is like medium to complex project because we have involved many tools and processes in this project, and it has much scope than the initial base architecture. Again, this project can get you many freelance clients and just also like if you want to explore more in the DevOps and cloud side, this project is a perfect fit for you to start with. Again, coming to the project, let's see what is a project and all these things. I have set up something like hypothetical freelance client who is Rick, named Rick. I mean, he just gave us a work called uh, to deploy a application with a database into the AWS cloud. That is our task. Again, here if you see that he told that to deploy a, a Java application. I mean, you if you have Java application, I think Maven is a build tool to build the Java application. Again, you have database associated with it. You have this database can be Postgres and MySQL. Both are good, but we'll use Postgres. Again, you need to deploy this whole architecture using Terraform, as Terraform is called infrastructure as code. I mean, every organization don't uses Terraform because it's a standard tool. If you are not using Terraform in your organization, there are many problems can be arised because it's an like Terraform is like standard tool every organization is using. You can have in within one click you can just apply the infrastructure within one click. You can destroy the infrastructure. This is the greatest advantage of the Terraform. Again, this is a standard thing. The whole architecture is deployed using Terraform. That's why I think you need to understand before getting into the project some basic part. Again, I'll not get into that advanced part of Terraform. Just you need to understand the basic part of the Terraform. That is my request. Again, here if you see that before that we need to have custom AMI to be created for organization. He told that we need to have custom AMIs. We'll discuss about the AMIs part. Again, AMIs means Amazon Machine Images. You will have images generated before every project is created, so that you can use these images repeatedly. You can consider these images as like replica, somewhat near to Docker images, but still these are completely different from them. But still, you can just uh, have similar idea of kind of thing. Yes, he told next thing is that he even take care of multiple CI/CD pipelines for scanning code for security threats, and you need to also build and fully fledged Docker image to run with database through pipeline. I mean, he told that you need to have multiple tools integrated in the CI pipelines uh, to scan the security threats, and you need to build this Docker image through pipeline only. That's what instructions he told in this message. And next thing is that he told that we need an well-framed and disaster-free architecture in this process. This sentence explains a lot because disaster-free architecture is not easy to build. We need all the best practices to be followed in this architecture. That is why the that is why it can be disaster free. Again, you need all the replica kind of things for the database. There are many things in the disaster free architecture, and it's need to be well framed. Again, it can't be like not well framed. It should be like well framed architecture and disaster free architecture in this process. And again, the next thing he told that I recommend to have base architecture as a primary priority, then come up with many process and tools use it to make projects stable with all security practices. Okay, he told that to have base architecture as a primary priority. You can have base architecture as base or initial architecture as a primary priority, then go up with like adding advanced cheeses like CloudFront. You can add something like Caverno for policy management in the Kubernetes. You can add something like Route 53, uh, WAF, which is called Web Application Firewall, Shields, KMS keys. This all comes under advanced cheeses, advanced topics will cover in this, but still those are very much required in this project project to implement these security practices. Yes, that is what this freelance client told about project. We need to implement with the base architecture, and it should be disaster free, and it should be well framed architecture, and all best practices need to be followed here in this project. I think you are ready to do this project. Yes, he told that next thing is that I hope and your team is ready to make this project successful. Yes, we are ready to make this project successful, and yes, let's start. Yes, as I said, we'll be having base or initial architecture. This is the base or initial architecture. You have all the pipelines. I mean, you have first pipeline, second pipeline. In this second pipeline, you can see like Snake, Sonar Cloud. These are security tools. You have Maven build, Docker images, JFrog. Again, this is the base or initial architecture. I mean, base or initial architecture means initial architecture may have many problems also. I mean, if you see here, you don't have the web application firewall to the application load balancer, so that if if security attacks may happen, we need to integrate web application firewall also here. You don't have any database replicas here, data leak. I mean, if this is not disaster free architecture, this is like complete blunt architecture, I mean to say. Yes, we need to integrate lot of things here. This is very incomplete in nature. I think so. Even cloud architect and cloud engineers agreed to the fact that this is very incomplete architecture. We need to integrate lot of tools to this architecture. As part of this project, I will I will just implement the base or initial architecture. I'll give some task to you so that you can implement remaining architecture and become the well-versed architecture also. Well-versed architecture, well-framed and disaster-free architecture. That is the process we are going to do. Again, you can ignore if heavy if the architecture involves like Ansible, something like that. I mean, like advanced tools, you can ignore some tools, but still you can learn some of the tools and just apply for this project, just like any freelance project. That is the primary goal. I think in the DevOps and cloud also you have hundreds of tools. We can't learn every tool. We need to learn tools according to our project. I mean, if you get into the company like TCS or not TCS, any company like even Google, you need to learn. There is a if any project is assigned to you, you you can't say like I don't know this, so that I am not fit for this project. You will say that I'll learn this concept while building this project. That mindset you need to have while building this project also. That mindset can take you long way. I mean, I have seen a lot of cloud engineers doing that. That is why I'm saying uh, that mindset is very good if you keep in this architect project. If 1 minute, I'll just drink some water. Okay. Okay, let's start. I mean, we have, I'll say about the total parts of this project. You have four parts for this project. I'll explain afterwards, like what are the parts detailedly, but still, this is a base architecture. You just know about it. That's why you just came here. That's why I'm explaining all this. Okay, fine. The first part, okay. The first part is that creation of base AMI. Again, you will have some of the task after this. After every part, you need to do. That is your task. Again, there are many like advanced tools coming in that task. You need to do and tag me and Devops Cloud and Labs so that we can see your progress in this project. Yes, the first part is that creation of base AMI using Packer. Okay, you may not understand. Let's get into what is an AMI. What is an AMI? I mean, if you know it, just put up in the comment section what is an AMI. Just put up some lines of lines about AMI and how to create the AMI. But now I'm explaining about AMI. AMI is something called Amazon Machine Images. I'll just explain through console. I mean, AWS console. I think you can see my console. 1 minute, it's loading. Okay. Here, if you see that this is a AWS console, and here in the right side, you can see launch instance. Let's click on launch instance. I'll explain about AMI here only. Okay, fine. Here, if you see that, have you ever observed like this thing, AMI application and OS images, Amazon machine image when launching the instance in AWS cloud? I think you have multiple doubts about this. That is why I'm here to clear about this. These are called AMIs. I mean, application and OS images. I mean, these are plain OS images. You will have a variety of flavors like Amazon Linux, Mac OS, Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat, SUSE Linux, and many things. Debian. These are many AMIs. You will have around 500 plus AMIs standard support for this AWS thing. If I'm wrong, just correct me in the comment section. I really okay, fine. That is the thing. These AMIs have only like these AMIs are like only like these are not like okay. 1 minute, I think. Okay. Here, if you see that you have different flavors, these are just like only bare minimum OS. Only you have OS and some additional dependencies. That's it. That's it. In a organization level, you don't want this only plain images. If you want your application to be running, you want a Ubuntu operating system with some of the softwares installed also on the top of this. That is why you have this AMI concept. I mean, first thing is that creation of 1 minute, it's loading. Okay. Our first part is that creation of base AMI. Okay. Okay. Creation of base AMI using Packer. I mean, this is the first part. Well, as I said, AMIs are like in the AWS section. AMIs are like only like uh, the this operating system uh, will be only installed only operating system, but still at industry level you don't need only operating system. You need like multiple softwares installed in this Ubuntu or Linux or Mac OS. That is a fundamental priority. We will know about multiple softwares later, but still, let's say you are deploying an application with a Docker, so that you need Docker installed in this Ubuntu automatically. I mean, if you want to launch an instance, I think so. Let's say something random name. Let's launch using Amazon Linux. Okay, then okay. My keyboard mouse is not at all working. Fine. This is Amazon Linux. You are selecting as a T2 micro. I think we can just select the okay. Even you can see that if I click on launch instance, how much time it is taking. The time taken to launch this instance is like around bare minimum of 2 minutes. That is the thing. You can understand like in these 2 minutes how can in an instance this OS is installing again, the process is happening. This is all because of AMI. That is why these are being used. In industry level you want your own custom AMI. That is why, and that is the first part. We will create custom AMIs using Packer. There is an amazing tool called Packer by the HashiCorp community. Let's see about Packer. I mean, okay, HashiCorp Packer. Yes, this is automate image builds with Packer. Packer is like AMI's creation platform. I mean, you can create in the Azure part also. There is a separate tutorial coming for it. I'll you just notify me. I'll just create a separate tutorial for it. But now let's deal with AWS part of it. Okay, here is the part. I mean, Packer will create our custom AMIs so that our softwares can be installed on the top of AWS given AMIs like Ubuntu, lot of flavors like Ubuntu, Linux, Debian, Mac OS. These flavors on the top of this, you can see that this instance is launched. Okay, I think some yes, it's running. I mean, it's running in 2 minutes. You can see like in 2 minutes it is able to configure and it is in running state, all because of AMI technology. I'll say I will give credit to the AMI technology. At industry level also you need custom AMIs. On the top of, let's say, Amazon Linux, you need multiple softwares required like Docker, Terraform, Shell script, Bash, something like AWS SSM, CloudWatch agent. These all need to be installed on the top of instance, and you need to able to have less downtime. I mean, these instances need to be running in 2 minutes. That is a fundamental priority. That is why first part has been created. Yes, as I said about AMI, and yes, as I said about what is AMI, Amazon Machine Images. On the top of AMI, I mean, you will have custom AMIs. Custom AMIs are called golden AMIs because on the top of already AMI, I mean, already there AMI, we are putting some additional softwares. That is why it is called golden AMI on the top of AMI. That's why. Yes, let's get into first part, architecture. Here is the architecture. Let's present it. Okay. Okay. This is the architecture of the part. I mean, Packer will take with the help of Packer will create this AMI, Amazon Machine Images. This is we'll get into architecture later. First we'll just see what are the softwares installed on the top of AMI. Here you can see these are the softwares installed on the top of AMI. You can see CloudWatch agent, AWS SSM agent, Docker Compose, and many more. We will get into this details like what is CloudWatch agent, AWS SSM agent later, but still, these are these all are softwares we are installing on the top of AMI. And how to how to you may think how to create this AMI. As I said, we'll create this AMI using Packer. I think you have got doubt that why we are using Packer, as it is a third party tool to the AWS architecture. I mean, we can use something like AWS Image Builder. I think, okay, let's see the Image Builder part. Yes, EC2 Image Builder. Okay, my my internet is pretty slow. Thanks. Okay, fine. This is a image builder console. You can see like this is an image builder. You need to manually do all these things. I'll explain about these things. I mean, fundamental difference between Packer and image builder. I'll explain later. Okay. Okay. This is a Packer workflow. Okay. First, it will take JSON or .html file. Again, here you see JSON, but still you will have .html file. HCL means HashiCorp language, HashiCorp language, and you will have .html file given to the Packer CLI. Packer CLI will uh, automatically um, automatically initialize an EC2 instance. Through that EC2 instance, we'll give an provisioner.sh. In that provisioner.sh, you will have what softwares need to be installed. What softwares need to be installed in the AMI part. AMI using this AWS EC2 instance, it will create this AMI, and after creation of AMI, it will automatically destroy this EC2 instance. That is the thing. First, it will take this JSON or .html file. JSON or .html. I mean, there are two ways to give to the Packer. You can give to through JSON, or you can give through .html file. These are two ways. We are taking .html in this architecture. You can see JSON. This is picked from internet. That's why it is like this. But still, you will give to Packer CLI. Packer CLI will just create an EC2 instance. Through that EC2 instance, it will create this AMI, running this provisioners. Provisioners means you will have provisioner.sh file maintained. In that provisioner.sh, you will give like what all softwares need to be installed in this AMI, so that you can use in your industry purposes. And next thing is that it will automatically destroy this EC2 instance. That is the thing. This is quite automated way. We need to just give this pack .html file and provisioner.sh, and Packer will automatically take care of all these things. And why I don't prefer this image builder, because we need to we need to manually create the instance. Here you if you see that, okay, here if you see that, it will automatically create the instance and automatically destroy this instance. But in the image builder option, like in the AWS image builder, but you need to create the AWS instance by your own, and you need to destroy the AWS instance by your own. It's like it's quite manual in process. That's why I don't recommend this approach. That is why we are using third party tool, something like Packer. But it is not that third party, because we all use Terraform. Terraform is by HashiCorp only, and Packer is also by HashiCorp. We can believe in HashiCorp because HashiCorp has produced many products like this, which are related to infrastructure provisioning, which are very good in nature. That is why we are using Packer as a tool. You can use many there are many open source tools competition to this Packer, but still Packer is an like a trusted tool. That's why we are using now. Okay, fine, I think. Okay, let's get into the like practical part. Okay, these are all softwares need to be installed on the top of AMI. When I say about practicals, you will understand all these things. Just not ignore that. I'll just get into the practical part. Okay, my let's get into the GitHub. Okay. Okay, fine. Here is the GitHub repository for it. I mean, I have created a GitHub repository 2 months ago, but still works now. Here, if you see, there is a .html file. Here, as said, you will have .html file or .json file. We have .html file mentioned here. Here you can see like just initialized the repository. I mean, initialized this plugin from the HashiCorp community. This I think you need to somewhat learn about Packer in this week. I mean, how to write this Packer file. I'll not explain everything how to write this, but still, I'll explain some of the things like how to get AMI ID from the AWS console, how to get this instance ID, this source, and how to distribute this across the regions, across the accounts. That is the thing. Here you can see like this is a plugin. I'm picking up from official documentation only. And next thing is that here is a source. I mean, from which source it is taking. Here on the top of which operating system it is installing this uh, softwares like AWS CloudWatch, AWS SSM Agent, Docker Compose, and many more coming soon. Yes, here if you see that Amazon Linux, on the top of Amazon Linux, we are creating an AMI. Yes, and AMIs are pretty regional in nature. Here you can see the region is AP South 1. AP South 1 is Mumbai region. Is pretty much near to me. I'm from Hyderabad actually. That is why I'm keeping as AP South 1. And next thing is that AMI version, AMI name, sorry, AMI name. It will automatically pick up this timestamp, like same like something like Jenkins ka shell libraries. Yes. Next thing is that instance type. We can, as we are just creating the AMI, we can keep T2 micro. It is not that big AMI. That's why we are keeping T2 micro. We are installing 4 to 5 softwares. That is why we are using T2 micro. Source AMI is this ID. How you may think how to get this source AMI? You just get into this EC2 instances. I mean, this broadcast is very slow. Okay, click on launch instance. I'll not launch instance, but still you can get the AMI ID from this. Here if you see that Amazon Linux, you can just copy it from here. Just copy it from here and just paste it here. That is the thing. Okay. Next thing is that you can specify the SSH username so that it will be transparent, and you can always distribute these regions also. I mean, if you want another AMI in another region, you can just specify that AP is US East 1 and something like that. These are pretty much like these are calling the provisioner.sh. I'll just explain the provisioner.sh. I mean, this will just give permissions to provisioners. You can see provisioner.sh where all the softwares are there. I mean, in the provisioner.sh we'll be having all the softwares required to install install in the AMI. Okay, fine. here if you see that these are the softwares need to be installed. First thing is that it's just updating the packages and just installing the git. First thing, git is fundamental part. It is like very much needed when we are dealing with this application, so that we are installing git. Again, it is installing ssm. We'll get into ssm later, but you can you can get idea that ssm is like you can get access into access the private EC2 instances without private EC2 instances without public IP address. That is a primary responsibility of SSM. That is why we are using SSM, installing SSM. SSM is mainly used for troubleshooting kind of things. And next thing is that CloudWatch. CloudWatch is used to store the logs of the application. That is why we are using CloudWatch. And inspector, AWS inspector related to compliance of the application. We'll get into these all tools later at the third part or fourth part. Again, this is a Docker compose. Sorry, we are installing Docker. We will install also Docker compose later. I don't think it's now required. Okay. This is a .html file and this is the provisional.sh. Here is a Jenkins file. I mean, here is a Jenkins file. You have just two commands. As I said, when we type packer init .html file, it will just uh, get to configure this provisional.sh. I mean, it will just configure this from .html file. It will just call this something like that. It will have some function in this .html file in packer backend, I think so. It will automatically call this provisionals and just execute this operation, like creating the EC2 instance using that, and just call this provisional.sh and just create this AMI, and it will automatically destroy the instance, and packer AMI will be automatically create. Let's get into practicals. I mean, I have said enough theory part. Okay, theory is also important. Let's see it again. I have just installed the Jenkins on the top of this instance. Let's start this instance. Okay. Okay. 1 minute. I'll up to that. I'll just drink water. Okay. I think it's running. Let's just Jenkins. It's taking time. Okay. I think. Okay. Admin. I think so. It's a password. Okay. Yes, it's the password of this. What happened? Login error? Why it's loading so long? Why? Okay. Let's try it. Usernames. I think in the login error part. I think I have forgot some password. What's the password again? Okay, guys, I got solution for this. After after some uh, troubleshooting in the Jenkins, I have got solution for it. I just changed some config files, config.yama yeah, XML file, and just got this solution. And here is the Packer pipeline. I'll just explain while running this pipeline. By the way, I think if you forgot the password, Jenkins password, here is the amazing block again. I'll just show you. See, this is the amazing block so that you can learn how if you have forgot this Jenkins password, you can disable this and just have this password again. Yes. Okay. Let's see. Let's build it. Okay, let's see this console. What all it's doing. My internet is very slow. Don't know today. And I checked the speed test also. Like it is like 100 Mbps, but still it is very slow in my laptop. Maybe some problem. Okay, let's just get back. Okay. It's pretty slow. You can see like the logs from here, console output, so that I can explain what is a process, what is a workflow of Packer. Here, it is just first, let's say we have initialized this like Packer init using this command. It will just initialize the provisional.sh, which is present there. Next, we kept command as Packer build in the Jenkins pipeline. It will automatically from the provisioner.sh pick this and just that in the .hcl just validate this information. First thing is that it will check this AMI name. It is present or not. We have given that Amazon Linux AMI that will check and just create a temporary key pair to that instance. We are launching an instance, right? For creation of AMI, it will just create this key pair, and it access using port 22. This port 22 is generally called as SSH port to access that instance and uh, create this AMI. And next thing is that it will use this SSH communicator, something is connected to SSH. It will create this EC2 instance. As I said here if you see instance ID is something like this. Uploading provisioner.sh to temp provisioner.sh, so that provisioner.sh in the provisioner.sh we have mentioned some of the resources need to be installed on the top of AMI. Those resources will be installed. That is the process. Here is the like process from the packer.hcl file. Again, this is for same process. Yes, provisioning with shell script which is present there. You can use Ansible script also if you need. Yes, here is the starting point. Updating package. As I said here, if you see that again, this okay. When what can we do? Sometimes it happens like here. If you see that first, it is updating the packages. It is installing it. Same thing here. If you see update the packages, installing it, installing SSM agents, installing SSM agents. Yes, SSM agent, CloudWatch agent. As I said, you will be installing this CloudWatch agent. You will be installing AWS Inspector. As I said, AWS Inspector, curl -o AWS Inspector. It is installing Docker as well. It is starting the Docker service so that Docker is ready to use. Provisioning with shell script. It is just closing the shell script. Okay, next thing is that, as I said, this Amazon Linux will be initialized AMI. With the AMI, it will just send this softwares to the AMI so that it will become a golden AMI. That is a process. Here, if you see, dependencies resolved, nothing to do, complete. Okay, downloaded size. I mean, it will just download this all packages and just send it to the AMI. Yes, it's pretty much like pretty big log, I think so. Here is the SSM agent again. It will just pick up all the prisoners and send it to the AMI so that it will become a golden AMI. Again, pretty big log. Yes, here is a wait complete after 4 minutes 36 seconds and build finished. The artifact of successful builds are like something else. Okay, and in the AP Southern region, this is the AMI ID. We have built finished the success. Let's see if AMI is created or not. I mean, I'll just search it. AMI. Okay, AMI is in why the internet is very slow today. It's like, okay, is there any problem with my browser or something? Just comment it out if you have any solution. Okay, here is the AMI catalogs. Okay, here is our AMIs after a long wait. We have 4 AMIs. We'll see what AMI we have created. Here is the ID ending with E039. E039. Let's see E039. E039. Okay. See E039. This is the AMI ID available. It is in available state. It is created Thursday, February 15th. Yes, today is February 15th. This is an AMI. Yes. Let's see. This AMI contains those softwares. Launch instance from AMI. Instance from AMI. Let's keep name as AMI instance. I just okay with all softwares. Quite something random name again. Think okay. Just some are capital letters, some are small letters. Let's just ignore this. Okay. Fine. My recent AMIs, I'll just my AMIs. Okay, owned by me. You have multiple AMIs here. You have multiple zero E039. Where is this E039? Yep, this is a AMI just created. Let's select this. Okay, let's select as T2 micro. The key name is already there. Select existing security group. I have around 40 security groups. That's why I'm not creating more. Okay, let's launch instance. Okay, and I know the name is pretty like it's not at all good, but still, let's just continue with that. AMI instance with all softwares required, but still okay, fine. We will connect using SSH. Okay, here is Amazon Linux. Let's see if Docker is installed. Yes, here is the thing. As I said, Docker is installed and it is running. Let's see AWS SSM is installed or not. Yes, AWS is also installed. Again, you can see there are options here. This proves that all the softwares mentioned are installed. Let's see history. I mean, what it will just okay. These are the history. Again, you can see the Docker commands run these all things. When we install this Docker, automatically this prefixes and annotations will be installed so that we can use them. I think this proves that the required softwares are being installed. I have just proved this. Okay, you might think like why these AMIs are being created in this project. I'll just explain. Okay, 1 minute. My laptop is is heating somewhat. gaming laptop, right? Okay, fine. Here, if you see that first part has been successfully completed, and in the first part, we created an AMI using Packer, right? Now that Packer AMI will be using in the third part in the auto scaling groups. Okay, in the auto scaling groups, we'll give this AMI so that these instances are launched using this our custom AMI or golden AMI. Here you can see like Amazon Mission Image, which is called golden AMI. This golden AMI is given to this auto scaling group. Auto scaling group will automatically launch this instance using this AMI with required softwares like Docker, AWS SSM agent, AWS CloudWatch, and Docker Compose, Bash, AWS Inspector. These all softwares are are initialized in this instance so that we can continue our project. That is the priority, base priority of this project. Again, the part 1 has been successfully completed. If you and it is not complete, it is not completed until you do this part 1, so that I am giving some task for you. Yes, I'll just zoom out, I mean present this, then say about some task. Okay, these are your tasks. You need to be completed up to I mean you need to complete this task so that you can just progress in this project. Again, the first task is that use GitHub Actions or GitLab instead of Jenkins. As I said, Jenkins is pretty much like old school kind of thing, but still you need to use something like GitHub Actions or GitLab so that uh, you have exposure over these tools like GitHub Actions and GitLab. You can always use something like Bitbucket also. Bitbucket. You have some other tools like you have many CI tools. You can use them also, but still you don't use Jenkins now. Now you use only GitHub Actions or GitLab. and next task is that explore more about Packer and how to use Packer in efficient way. I mean, you have amazing documentation about Packer. You can explore that, and you have many tutorials around YouTube community. You can always watch them and just explore them. And third task is that use Ansible if you have knowledge of it. I mean, we have used something like Provisional.sh, but still you can use your own Ansible playbook instead of shell script, so that these softwares will be installed efficiently. And yes, these are all these tasks. Okay, if you like this video, just share it with your friends and come to this amazing kind of challenge kind of thing. I prefer this project as a challenge because you need to build this all the skills in your resume so that this will be good looking project for a recruiter also. That is the base priority. Yes, thank you for watching this video, and we'll meet again. I'll just stop sharing, okay?